Let's turn now to Rick Tyler, Republican strategist, MSNBC political analyst, and also author of the book, Still Right. Rick, good to have you back, sir. How concerned are you about the firing of Christopher Krebs? Are we concerned?
Well, look, he did the most courageous thing, which was he put his career on the line, and he paid for it with his career. And the president did the most cowardly thing, which was to fire a civil servant for doing his job. Apparently a very competent job. He was a professional, came over from Microsoft. He's an expert in cybersecurity. And I guess, unfortunately, couldn't protect the country from the disinformation that the president put out and continues to put out. But, Craig, I want to make a broader point that I think your listeners might be interested in, and that is, I don't think Donald Trump has any illusions that he can overturn this election. It's not about overturning the election. The fact that he can only hire Rudy, I was just tucking in my shirt, Giuliani, to defend himself, who continually makes a fool of himself, is proof to the fact that he has absolutely no case to turn over elections. But he will continue to try. And the reason he's doing it is because, he did get 73 million voters. To him, that's a big market base. And that market base will play into whatever he plans to do after the election. Unfortunately, what he's doing to maintain that market base, which is basically to lie to them and tell them that we're fighting hard and we will overturn the election, is he's putting the country at serious risk because the coronavirus is out of control and the Biden team needs to get in because this Trump administration, they have no plan to distribute a vaccine. And I know that because they had no plan to combat coronavirus from the very beginning, and he's checked out now. I don't even know why he fights so hard to keep the job that he just refuses to do.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon, as you know, Tuesday announcing sharp cuts in troop levels in Iraq and Afghanistan. Troop numbers in Afghanistan are going to be cut in half by January 15th, just 5 days before the inauguration. What does that signal to you about what these next 63 days will bring, Rick?
I think Donald Trump wants to have some kind of legacy, and he wants to be able to declare that he ended the so-called endless war in the Middle East. But it won't be true because while he's reducing troops in Iraq and Afghanistan from 8,000 to 5,000, that's a reduction of 3,000, the generals tell us that they're already at the minimum. And so it makes no sense to cut them in half. This is a reminder of the way Vietnam ended. Vietnam, by the way, was a 19-year war. This is a 19-year war since 2001 when we first went into Afghanistan. And we left in defeat. And this is sort of a face-saving measure. Now, nobody wants to be in endless wars, but our troops are not doing the front-line fighting. That's not to say they're not brave or they wouldn't be engaged, but the Afghans are fighting, and we're there to be the eyes and ears to give them protection against who they're fighting which is the Taliban. Al-Qaeda is not dead. Al-Qaeda can be reconstituted. The Taliban has every intention of giving them, in my opinion, a shelter. And we'll be back right where we started from 19 years ago because Donald Trump wanted to say, I ended the war.
Rick Tyler, we'll leave it there. Always good to have your perspective, buddy.